Yo, ain't no secret, man. It's your dude Eddie Kane Jr. And we're here on EKJ on Sports. And right now we're gonna just dissect the architect of the Detroit Lions Renaissance, man, like Brad Holmes. And Brad Holmes, he was started up, came up the ranks as a scout, became the assistant GM out there with the Rams, and he came to Detroit after the Matt Patricia Bob Quinn debacle, and he had a major undertaking to try and turn around the Lions. You know what I'm saying? Like, historically known. I mean, you go back to the 50s, of course, they had championships, respect, but always a but. From then on, the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, when you mention the Detroit Lions, it was basically like ineptitude, buffoonery, tomfoolery, mismanagement, poor leadership, any negative connotation you want to name, that was the Detroit Lions. But now, with Holmes, he's came in, turned around the whole culture. And we're going to go over how he turned around the culture here for the Detroit Lions. First and foremost, you got to have the most important position in the league, the most valuable position in sports is QB. I mentioned that that Brad was the assistant GM at LA with the LA Rams. So when we traded Matthew Stafford there, everybody pretty much considered Jared Goff as a throw-in. Pretty much he would be here for like a year or two, and then they would draft another quarterback, and there would be that. They would just get the draft picks, but basically Jared Goff was just a throw-in. That has turned out to be a major move. Jared Goff has been playing some high-level football. Now, is Jared Goff mobile? No, he is not. I don't think they necessarily need a mobile, scrambling quarterback, but I would like to see Jared Goff just to be able to navigate the pocket better. Not necessarily just moving for yards. If they're there, fine. But, I mean, I know he's not, like, athletically gifted like that. But just be able to Tom Brady, for example, and I'm not comparing him to the GOAT, but Tom Brady wasn't the most nimble of foot, but he could navigate the pocket. But I digress. But that was big, huge. Now you got your quarterback in place. But the way Brad Holmes wants to build his team is through the draft. And we see, just look at this year. We got Terrion Arnold traded up, gave up a third-round pick for Terrion Arnold. He was widely considered as cornerback one in this draft. Lions didn't think he would be able to last down there to that far, but he did. And what also did he do? Boom. Did double dip. Drafted Ennis Rakestraw Jr. in the second round. You know what I'm saying? Just, he's trying to remake the whole cornerback room because that's what he knows is the weakness. The Lions, quiet as it's kept, they had a top 5 rated run defense in the league. It was their pass defense where they were in the bottom dregs of the league. So what did Brad Holmes do? He attacked that with gusto. Also with free agent signings. Now, for example, like let's just use the Buffalo Bills, for example. The Buffalo Bills, they in 21 at the end of the 21 and 22 playoffs, they had 2 heartbreaking losses to the Kansas City Chiefs. So in 2022 free agency, they go out and sign Von Miller, 33-year-old DN, to a $120 million contract, $51 million guaranteed. That's a lot of money to commit to a 33-year-old DN. Hasn't quite worked out for him. And as we see, Buffalo Bills right now, Wendell might have closed out there in the AFC. We shall see. You still got Josh Allen. They just traded Stephon Diggs. So we shall see with them. But the Lions went the whole other route. Now, as you can see, let's just go off this year's offseason additions. Kevin Zeitler, or Zeitler. You get you a guard, a Pro Bowl guard, not a long commitment for a little bit of cash to help you. Uh, Jonah Jackson ended up leaving in free agency. Lions weren't going to pay him that money. Hey, I salute him. Go out there and get your bag. He went out and got his bag. The Lions, they signed Kevin Zeitler, and they re-signed Graham Glasgow. The reason that's a big signing is Glasgow, he has the versatility. He can play both guard positions, and in a pinch, he could play center. As we know, Frank Ragnow, Pro Bowl center, definitely consistently has nagging injuries. So that Graham Glasgow signing, re-signing was huge. And I think probably like one of the bigger signings, underrated signings that has been done this offseason is the Lions luring away DJ Reader from the Cincinnati Bengals. That brother is a huge D tackle, and he gives you push up the middle. He soaks up double teams. He eats up double teams. So now this is going to open up perhaps things for Hutchinson on one end. Now on the other end, they signed Marcus Davenport. 1 year deal, not too risky. If you get production, fine. If not, nothing venture. You know what I'm saying? Nothing gained. So they definitely tried that. So that's how, instead of like one huge move like per se the Bills did, it seems that Brad Holmes will sign like he'll like kill you with 1,000 cuts. You know what I'm saying? All the signings together will add up to like just what's going to make it happen. You know what I'm talking about? It won't be any one splashy signing. Now, this is what I do appreciate what Brad Holmes does as far as the draft and as far as signing free agents. Brad Holmes, he likes to draft talent, cultivate the talent, and then, you know what I'm saying, give them the payday. For example, drafted Amon-Ra St. Brown, made him the highest paid wide receiver in the league. And it's a good deal. It's actually a good deal because you still got Justin Jefferson coming right behind him. He's going to reset the wide receiver market. It's people coming behind Amon-Ra. It's going to look like a deal in just about a year. It's going to look like a bargain and it's good. Brad Holmes got him signed early. Penei Sewell, right tackle for the Lions, Pro Bowl right tackle for the Lions. They signed him made him the highest paid O-lineman in the league. Smart move. Get that done. Keep that homegrown talent here and reward them for being here through the hard times and for just producing. So that's what we see. That's what we're getting with Brad Holmes. He's going to draft well. Will he have all hits? Of course, no GM can have that. But he's going to draft well. He's going to reward those who he drafted with the huge contract signings. He'll make some trades. He'll make some free agent signings, maybe not too flashy. But you listen to me now. We're going to go back and listen to this after the season. That DJ Reader signing, and also another trading for Carlton Davis from Tampa Bay. Another low-key signing. You can have him come in. He could be your cornerback one. Amik Robinson, sign him to like a 1 and 2 year deal. You basically remade your cornerback room. You had to. In one offseason, you have basically remade, and you still add in Brian Branch. You got Melifonwu. You got a young secondary that has nowhere to go but up. So we're going to see what's going on with Brad Holmes, but definitely salute to Brad Holmes, architect of the Lions rebuild. They came within a half of going to the Super Bowl, and you heard it here first. I think the Lions will be at the Super Bowl in New Orleans. That's going to be a Detroit takeover down in New Orleans again this year. That's just how I see it. Glad y'all stayed with me here on EKJ on Sports. Have a good one. Dude.